In today's tutorial, I will be going through how to make this simple headband, but it's quite stylish, but it's very simple to make. And you can use it for either to go out or just when you're putting your makeup on to get your hair out of the way. It's quite good. So what you will need is a circle. Well, I'll be using this circular needle. It's 4mm circular needle. You will need a tapestry needle. You will need a scissors. You will need a crochet hook just in case you make a mistake and you need to correct the mistake. Another important thing is the measuring tape, and you need yarn. So this yarn I'm using is 100% acrylic, and it's 100 grams. But I will not be using the whole thing. I can make at least 2 headbands using this 100 grams. So I've done tutorial for beginners on how to cast on and how to knit using different methods. I'll put the link on the description box below, and I highly recommend that you check that out before you start this project if you're a beginner. And if you already know how to knit, then great. I'll just show you how you can knit this. You should be able to do it with no difficulties. So I'll now just cast on 14 stitches. However, you can do however many you want. You might want to do 10 or you might want to do 20, but I'll be just doing 14 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So from this point on forwards, what we'll be doing is 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, 2 purls, until you have 1 inch. So knit 2, when you're using metal needles, it can be the stitches can slip off, so it's better to use wooden ones. So knit 2, purl 2. Especially if you're a beginner, it's quite hard to knit with a metal needle. Purl 2. Knit 2, purl 2. Knit 2, purl 2. Knit 2, and then from here you purl the purls and you knit the knits. So as you can see, you'll see the bumps facing you. So if you see 2 bumps facing you, then that means you purl. So you knit the knits and you purl the purls. The knits are flat, whereas the purls are bumpy. Purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, 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 knit, knit, purl, purl. And you continue knitting the knits, purling the purls until you have 1 inch. I'll see you back again once you have completed 1 inch of knitting the knits and purl the purls. When you're using a circular needle, as you can see, this knit has been done in the last row, so you just slip it off and then you knit and you purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, and then you slid off the first stitch because it has already been knitted, and then purl because it's a purl stitch, and then knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, and you slid off this first stitch, then you knit, purl, and then purl, knit, knit, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit. So you carry on, and then you slid off the first stitch, like so, and then you continue with the purl the purls, knit the knits, purl the purls, knit the knits. I'll see you back again when you have 1 inch. I now have 1 inch, as you can see. So from this point on forwards, what needs to happen is we're going to use a new pattern. In this pattern, what you will be doing is 2 rows of knit 2, purl 2. So here we'll do knit and then purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit. And then you slip it off, then you purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, so that is 2 rows of knitting. Now you purl the knits, so wherever you see a knit stitch you purl, and the purl stitches you knit, and this you do for 2 rows. So here we are going to slip it off and then purl and then knit, 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 purl, purl, knit. So I'll put the instructions on the description box as well, so that you can follow the instructions, and if you want you can just write it down for yourself and do the project in your own time. So knit, so knit all the purls and knit all the purls and purl all the knits. Wherever you see a purl stitch, knit, and wherever you see a knit stitch, purl. Purl, knit, this one should be knit, stitch, knit, purl, purl. So you slide it off. So every 2 rows you do knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, and the next 2 rows you'll do the opposite. So you'll do purl, knit, or 2 purls, 2 knits. So for the first 2 rows it's knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2. The following 2 rows is purl, 2 purls, 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits. So now these 2 are knits, so I'm going to purl. So we need to slit this off and then purl. So purl, no, we need to do 2 rows. So because this one row is already purls, so I need to do knit. So I need to knit the knits in this one and then purl the purls. So as you can see, we have 2 purls, 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, 2 purls. So these 2 rows are, that is 2 rows. So the next 2 rows we'll be doing, so right now I'll knit the knits and purl the purls. And then I'll repeat the same thing for the next row. So right now I will knit all the purls. So slide it off, knit, purl, because this is a knit stitch, purl, another knit stitch, knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, now I'm just going to repeat it. Purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, 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 knit, knit, purl, purl. So you carry on with this pattern until you have at least 75% of the length that you require for the circumference of your head. So when you first started, you should have used the measuring tape to measure the circumference of your head, and based on that measurement you'll be making the headband. So just keep knitting, so keep following this pattern until you have 75% of your the length of your headband. I'll be knitting until about 15 inches, and you can do 18 or 21.